What's up, you guys? My name is BloodWarrior99, and I wanted to play this game, of course, named Neo Scavenger as via the title, which is basically, if you want to call it a loose survival game. It's better to show you than to tell you what it is, because we're right here and we can get right into it. But as I click new game, of course, it'll come up to a ability screen. You could call it that if you want. It's kind of like you choose a couple abilities that you can have, which is here. But of course, you only have points you can use. Now, of course, they have down here flaws with your abilities, so that you can gain more abilities if you want. But of course, they each have their own things that are harder to make. Now, I don't really have a good build. I've played about 2 hours of this already just to get the feel of it. But I know that some of the best, to at least start with some of the best abilities, something like Athletic and Strong. I really like Botany because you can, you'll find berries and stuff in the wild that you aren't very sure what they do. But I take Metabolism, so let's read everything first before I get ahead of myself. So we got Athletic, which is less fatigue per move, can run away faster in battle, can run farther on map before run moves complete. That's basically just during the time where we get to move, we have more things we can do. Well, I guess I thought it would change over here, but it doesn't really change. So Strong is you can carry more without being encumbered. Melee attacks more damaging, can create an obstacle in combat. Now, that's all important, but it's not as important as the ability when you're scavenging to scavenge what they call brutishly, which will give you a higher chance of gaining loot when you scavenge. You'll see later. And then, as I explained before, you know the knowledge of herbs, fungi, and other useful plants. It certainly helps when you're in the wild and you find some plants that you aren't very sure what they do. It really helps to know exactly what they are. The other thing we're gonna get is lockpicking. So you know the knowledge in bypassing locks and other security devices is very good for scavenging. So we have 1 point left. I mean, I could take different other these flaws. Well, Metabolism, which I did take, is food and water intake rates increased, which isn't that bad. But this is the only flaw that actually has something that's a little bit better for you as well, because healing rates are slightly increased. But I'm going to go with tracking. I think tracking is a little bit better than the extraction since we have 1 more point, and I'm not going to waste any of them. So when I hit confirm, we'll get right in there. So it says, don't worry, that rain or whatever you hear is not like my microphone or anything. That's the game. I think it's trying to be rain or something, just to let you guys know. It says, you wake up disoriented, slumped over the base of an empty cryo sleep pod, still damp from cryo fluid. The thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground where a large O5 is painted, as shown right there. That's our pod. Across the room there is an open door to the hallway, a broken window leading outside. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall beyond the doorway. Something is coming fast. So we can do 4 things. Since we picked these three skills, we can choose what they have, or we can just jump out the window. But I think it's probably best to use our knowledge of plants, because I think we might be able to get something out of here. I don't know. So a plant catches your eye as you scan the room for supplies. Ricinus communis, the castor oil plant, is growing in from the window. You remember that this plant can be highly toxic and most animals will avoid it if possible. Breaking off some branches, you quickly stomp on the leaves and seeds, rubbing the fragments on your feet and hands. You scatter the rest in the doorway just in time. The predatory dog-like creature, as shown here, comes to a halt as it reaches the doorway, sniffing the plants and shaking its head in disgust. You thrust your hands toward it and it steps back further, obviously uninterested in your toxic scent. With one more huff, it pads down the hallway looking for more palatable prey. Boom. So you're standing in a cryostasis room, though it looks like you might have been the only survivor. So this is sort of like the encounter screen right here, at least this little big area. There's always things you can do, like Let's just search for clues real quick. The dust on the ground makes it easy for your trained eye to pick out one set of tracks in particular. They seem to belong to a humanoid dragging something, probably a mantle or cloak. It was here fairly recently, probably in the last 24 hours. It entered through the doorway, walked to your stasis tank, went to the control console, and then left. You'd bet good money that it wasn't the dogman you just faced. Where did it say? I'm sorry, okay. I thought it would say that he went in a certain direction. I thought. Let's search the console right here for anything. Check the console for any patient info and come across 3 records. You gotta take one Anton Bubbler, which he got it, I guess, into the stasis tank in 2012. Since we're tank number 5, our name is Philip Kindred, and we actually entered 2019. But the interesting thing is there's no data on us besides, like, the billing info. Are you telling me this cryo's okay, so they were gonna bill us for this cryostasis chamber. That's great. And then there's this man named Lloyd Blankcheck, who's committed 2008. Okay, cool. Nothing too interesting, but I guess there's nothing better to do than climb out the window. You decide to go outside and see if you can figure out where you are. Avoiding the broken glass, you step onto the still and outside, wrestling some plants that have grown wild in the area. It's cool outside and damp, probably morning. The distant report of a gun catches your attention. You cock your head listening, but it's over as quickly as it started. Obviously, you're not alone out here, though that doesn't necessarily comfort you. You're in the parking lot of Geige's cryo facility, but everything looks disused and in disrepair. Plants have pushed their way through the pavement and over the facility. Worst of all, nothing looks familiar. You don't remember this place or even who you are. Your frustration mounts, but you catch it and put it in check. Might as well take a look around. So finally, we get to the main part of the game. It's hex-based, kind of like Civilization 5, and in the corner right here, we have a certain amount of moves that we can take before we have to, quote-unquote, end our turn, which will move time. Right now, as you see, it's cold, cloudy, drizzling, and dawn, so that's not very good. We need to start getting clothes and stuff really quickly. As you see, we have several types of things we can do. We can hide our tracks, we can spy on things, we can scavenge. I didn't know we could. You usually can scavenge in like houses, but I didn't know you could actually scavenge at the cryogenic lab. We'll probably do that next. But of course, you got an item screen. Much like DayZ, you can't really carry anything on you unless you have the actual unless you have some sort of container. So we don't really have any container, so we can only carry things in our hands. These shards might come in handy for if I have to get into a fight and I have to cut something. The player condition screen, it'll be more important when I actually get injured, but it'll show all the cuts and bruises on you so we can treat them. We got a camp screen so we can sleep if we want to or rest. But of course, our shelter is not good, but we'll be able to sleep a little bit. There's a vehicle screen. I've never gotten a vehicle, or at least been able to use one, but certainly we might be able to do something like that. The main map, you got a zoomed out map, which I have no clue how big this world is. Like I said, it's mainly a hex base, so it probably can go for a while. Our ability screen just shows us our abilities. I don't think we can really change anything, or maybe we do gain other abilities. I don't know. I've never seen anything. Then, like with most quote-unquote survival games, we got a crafting screen. It does take time to craft stuff, but we don't really have anything to really craft unless we're going to use this hospital gown. But we have some known recipes. Other recipes will come in the form of like little scraps of paper with stuff on them. I'm not sure if I can like instantly learn it, but I'll find out. Now, of course, if we go back to the main map, okay, we'll see that we have a hunger bar. So that's of course if we become really hungry, we can die. We need to drink a lot. We need to rest. We need to make sure that we're unburdened, because the more burdened you are, the harder it is to do things. You'll have less moves per turn. Comfortable is, of course, how like I guess you could say, warm you are. How, like, so like if we end up like not getting any clothes or anything, we may end up dying quickly. The outdoor temp is actually like the only bar that's not relating to us, so it just means right now that it's super cold and that it's slowly warming up as shown by the screen bar, and then it says that we're unhurt, and of course that's kind of our pain tolerance meter. So I've never been able to scavenge this place, so I at least want to see what I can do. So looking around you, there appear to be a few areas worth checking out. Despite its high-tech appearance, this facility seems to be tucked away in the wilderness out of sight. This bodes well for the chances of finding something of value or even shelter, provided nothing else, and set up shop with those same ideas. Yeah, I found something. Oh, okay. That's it? Not very... I wasted a move doing that, god damn it. So as you approach the town, there is no sign of activities. Buildings stand in ruin, vehicles are overturned and blackened with fire, explosion marks radiate outwards from walls of pavement. In the distance, strange-looking creatures circle in the sky like monstrous, leathery vultures. The world has drastically changed from what you knew. Some sort of cataclysm has befallen Earth, returning mankind to the Dark Ages. And along with it, your hopes of finding a warm meal and some answers. You decide to look around and scavenge what you can from the ruins. So, of course, we got some things to scavenge, but we only got storage sheds. But, as it says, storage sheds are mixed bags. Ostensibly, there should be some goods inside. But then again, anyone here before you would have known that and cleaned it out. Still, it's worth a shot. So there's 3 bars when scavenging. Loot is how big of a chance you've got to find something. Safety is your chance of like having something bad happen to you, like getting hurt. And sneak is basically how well you are able to scavenge without someone noticing. And if they notice, they might come and check it out. They might be good, they might be bad. So the reason why I picked Strong is, like I said, you can scavenge brutally. It'll increase chances of loot, but decrease safety and sneak. It's not that bad so long as it's not like a really low chance of safety or a really low chance of sneak. But okay, we didn't find anything great. This is what I wish didn't happen. But this game, like I said, it's pretty much procedurally generated from here on out. All that stuff that I just did just about now was basically the scripted thing that happens at the start of the game. There's another scripted thing that happens, but I've never been able to get past wherever it is because I just keep dying. We're gonna scavenge this storage set again, and we actually found something which, oh, god damn it. Okay, we found 6 pebbles, which aren't really helpful right now, and a digital water tester, which is not really useful at the moment either. We have 1 move, and of course you can only 1 move 1 hex at a time. So I'll just move up here. Oh, okay. We started shivering, so you can see, of course, our comfort levels going down. These always go down, of course, since we always constantly get hungry and thirsty and tired, but it's just it should help. So I got on this hill because I think I can see farther, but I was able to find this building, which is good. I hope I can scavenge something good. So this is a lock storage shed. It'd be great if I found some lock picks, but I don't. So I'm just gonna scavenge this. Of course, sneak is very low and loot's very low, but there's not much else. Great. Stumbled into a patch of black mold. You were hoping to find a hidden treasure, but that old cupboard turned out to be a haven for toxic black mold. You're certain some was kicked up by your disturbance, but maybe you avoided handling too much useful items this time. Great. Now we got a little bit sick. Everything can go wrong. This is just an office building. This is more flavor text. It usually says it every time. So we actually found some, thank God. So of course you got value. I don't know if you can sell this stuff to people. I'm sure you can because they have a value meter, but I've never been able to sell something to anybody. You got a condition of it, which of course 3.6% isn't good, but I'm going to use it no doubt before something bad happens. And then we got this t-shirt, some rags, tarp. Oh, some pieces of a Old newspaper. Slab. Look younger than the kids who assembled it. Okay, stupid advertisement. I'd like to put stuff in there, but I don't think we're going to be able to... Oh. Since it's like 3.6% of condition, I don't think I'll really be able to, like, keep it before it breaks. So I'm just going to keep this rag. I think that'll be okay. I don't really need this water test, so I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to take the broken bottle with me. Of course, we can use that as a weapon. Over here, that's the weapon that we currently have equipped. So we have, it says conditions, so we're freezing, barefoot. Apparently camp benefits, which I don't understand what that means. I guess we have a bigger benefit of when we set up a camp, I don't know. And nasal allergies, which is from that stupid black mold. So we can scavenge one more place, which would be an abandoned office tower. Again, I always use it like the higher chance of loot, so long as like loot isn't all the way up, I'm basically gonna always scavenge brutally. Okay, we found something. Water you can't like carry with you. I'll show you. Like even if you have the container for it, you can't really carry it. It'll show right there, but you actually can put it in a container such as this whiskey bottle and carry it with you, which I can't, so I'm gonna empty it out. I'm just gonna drink it. I mean, we slowly lose that over time, but we actually found a paper. It reads, food, cured small meat over campfire. We need 1 trapping skill, which means you need the trapping skill, which I don't have. 1 medium or large shaft, 1 heat source, 1 handful of ashes, and 1 small fresh meat. I don't even want to take it. Put that over there. Rags are for covering up wounds if you have them. So I'm just doing that right now. So we can end turn. It's a shack in the woods. I think it's good that we at least scavenge it, because of course it's an abandoned mobile home. Usually there's a shack in the forest and it has a super high chance of loot, but mobile homes aren't very good for loot. But we found stuff and we've alerted enemies apparently. So I know, oh god, we got snack cakes, we got a smartphone. I'm gonna throw that out, get the smartphone. I took it because it's very valuable, but the smartphone's even more valuable anyways. 12%, this is, oh god, 6%. But it doesn't have enough space. Can I just put the dirty rags in there? No. This is 6%. I'm just gonna use this. I don't think I'll be able to keep the rags then, but it's okay. So as you see, we can put shoes on our feet, of course, because we're barefoot, and if it works for once, thank you. You think maybe we could put on the other shoe, but no. Having improper footwear still lowers your moves, and it doesn't help. So we're just gonna have to wait to find one. I'll take 1 snack cake, I guess, and eat the other one right now. Which, for some reason, increases our thirst, too. I don't know how snack cakes really does that, but I'm not gonna complain. So we're gonna move to this town. And this, like most areas, besides, there's like, there's basically 4 types of areas. You got your grassland, you got city area, you got forest, 5 then. You got your hills, and then you got like a flat grassland with water. That's where we're gonna go next real quick after we scavenge this area. Oh, and did you just see that? Someone or something came by, as we see by these tracks, but apparently it just moved. Yeah, I guess we can go into this crumbling apartment building. I found something, yay. Medium-sized branch. Oh, disposable shopping bag. This is great. Now that we have that, we can actually put it in our hand, or actually we can use it as a backpack for whatever reason. I don't know why that's there. But now we can actually put stuff in there. I'm gonna put everything in there just because I don't think that other stuff is gonna stay well for very long, of course. So I'm gonna keep it in this bag. Just in case. I'm gonna put that bottle back in my hand. Yeah, broken bottles apparently have... Oh, alright. They have no condition. I'm not exactly sure why, but I don't know if it'll break after I hit someone with it. Let's go to this flat grassland with water. Like I said, the camp icon is just... it'll pop it up. It doesn't really do anything for you. But here we go. Now that we've done that, I can open the item screen. You can find random things on the ground by doing it, but it's not really... You won't really find anything unless you're in a special place like this grassland with water. You hit the use button, or for me, I can hold down the 2 button and it will use it. It's just finding water. I know that I'm pretty sure that all this water won't kill you, so I just use it to regain all my thirst back. And I'll end my turn. So that's definitely a dog, but I don't want to mess with him. Let's hope this is actually what I'm looking for. Yes, a shack in the forest. So like I said, being far removed from urban centers, this secluded shack may have more promise. However, it could also be the home of survivalists or a militia member, so beware of booby traps. It's basically just high loot, high safety, high sneak, so it's not that bad. Even looting brutishly. Wow. Found a meat cleaver in very good condition, so we're just going to replace the bottle. Just going to drink this water because I can't really carry it. Tarp shelter. 2 medium or large shaft, 1 large waterproof sheet. Aw, 2 medium. Oh, man. I should have kept that damn tarp. Oh, well. We got a lot of waves and a ketchup. So we got quite a bit of food. I'm actually going to use this. Ketchup packets are that expensive? I didn't know. They're like frickin' $2 a thing. You can take the potato chip bags, like you can empty these out of there and you can carry them with you. It's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. Let me put these back, but I'm just gonna stuff these chips in my gosh dang pocket and eat the rest of them. Boom, boom, there. Now we're at full hunger. We got a lot of food now. So I think we could probably move down. Oh, this is new. As you pick your way through overgrown ruins, a peculiar sound becomes briefly audible. It disappears but picks up again in a moment as if carried by air currents. It's a distant humming like gas engines out of place in the stillness of empty forest abandoned buildings. I don't really know what that's going on about. I've never seen it. Like I said, there's like random events, things you can see. Oh, holy shit! I've never seen this place. Apparently, it's called Zom Zom's, a place to eat. Currently stated over there when I hover over it. But I at least want to see if there's anything I can like scavenge over here. Let's see. Found something. Makeshift rag shoe. I mean, it's not really useful. Oh. 50 out. I'm gonna use this other dispensable bag. It's just more storage space, easier for us to carry things. It's not like these chips will go stale, or at least that's what I think. We got this makeshift rag shoe, but yeah, it's in proper footwear, so I'm not gonna use it. We actually got a full cornucola plastic bottle. I'm just gonna keep it with me. That has... Oh, okay, can I know you can't always keep all your shirts on. Okay, so that one has less durability, so I'm just gonna keep that off. Okay. Amount of moves, so let's go and see. I don't even know. As the source of the distant sounds finally comes into view, you stop in your tracks, unsure whether it's safe to continue. Ahead you see a titanic warehouse. Like one of those distribution centers from before the apocalypse. There is a dull roar ethanol generators, combined with the occasional rev of unsuppressed exhaust from off-road vehicles. Figures seem to be milling around a low extension on the right, and the occasional ATV arrives or departs without fanfare. You don't think you've been spotted yet. This is far out, though with all the activity it's hard to tell. We can do one of two things. We can leave, or we can approach, which I'm definitely going to approach. I don't know what's going to happen. You cautiously approach the warehouse, noting a bright sign reading Zom Zom's a place to eat. The sign hangs over a gigantic garage door, which is fenced off behind a tarp and barbed wire. Bright lights, welding arcs, and peculiar shadows can be seen in the fenced area, and a din of rowdy chatter echoes from within the building. A semi-trailer attached to one of the loading bays acts as a makeshift gate and pedway into the warehouse. Ragged looking figures line up along the trailer, watched over by armed mercenaries. It looks more like a club than anything else, except for that tarp area. Just then, your stomach sinks when you realize there's a truck on the other side, offloading prisoners or slaves of some sort. Biting back panic, you reason that showing fear might mark you as a target, and try not to break your stride. Mercifully, no one seems to care. I'm still going to approach. I don't. Maybe I'm going to become a slave. Let's see. While in line, you feel a flutter of anxiety each time the line advances. With each step, you try to catch a glance of what's through the doorway in the trailer, but you still can't tell. Most of the people in line are ragtag looking, wearing mismatched clothes. Sorry. My mouth's getting a little bit dry now from talking so much and stinking of sweat. Some confused, others bored. The guards are better groomed by comparison, though you'd suspect they'd just as soon murder you for your clothes if they weren't being paid. Up a few wooden plank steps, you step into the semi-trailer, and hollow sounds of a crowd echo down the narrow corridor from the warehouse. To your right is a chipboard and a mesh booth where an attendant is collecting fees and weapons and stamping people before they walk down the trailer into the warehouse. Stalker spectator, the attendant drones, looking disinterested in you. I'm gonna say spectator simply because I bet you stalk means slave and that sort of slang, and I think it kind of sounds like it's an arena to me or something like that, so I think spectator means like the people watching. I don't know. Let's see. Says what you got looking behind her. UCI slabs, shoes, and sundry items. It looks like there are definitely some items that accept more than others, at least today. Let us offer this stupid water tester, because we don't need it. You offer the item, which she stashes in a metal locker. A hand, she demands, reaching for a stamp as you present your hand. She applies a symbol and a number, then nods to another grisly mark who checks you for weapons. He tosses your confiscated items into a numbered bin and ushers you down the trailer. Okay. This is great. Inside, it's 1 part Super Club, 1 part Gladiator Pit. I knew it! A wall of sound assaults your ears as you cross the threshold. Part human cacophony, part generator exhaust, most frequent, frenetic industrial music, and the smell of food and smoke. You can't hear it over the noise, but you can feel your stomach rumble at the smell of sweet barbecue. The carnivorous warehouse is dominated by a dirt-flooded arena with high mesh walls. Spectators arrayed in the pit on 3 sides, the 4th reserved for a large garage door leading outside into the tarp-fenced courtyard. Beyond the door, you catch the flash of welding arcs, where it appears scrapyard robots are being prepped. And outside the garage door, the thing you really care about right now, a wide booth with grills spewing sweet and spicy smoke into the rafters above. People clamor to get at it and walk away with their pride smeared all over their hands and lips like barbecue. Okay, calm down, man. It's getting pretty crazy. You wade through the dirty patrons, intent on manhandling some ribs or beans and rice or whatever it is they got cooking over there. Who knows how long you've been in cryo? How long has it been since you had a hot meal? Pressing your way through this final wall of hungry patrons, you get an elbow on the counter and desperately try to make eye contact with one of the servers. A few eternal minutes later, one of the apron-clad food slingers glances at you and you nod like an excited dog. He reaches into a smoker box, withdraws a loaded skewer, and places it in your hand. Sweet, succulent barbecue. Okay, this guy just loves barbecue. Savoring it at first, you start to grow paranoid that it'll be snatched from your hands, and you bear down on it with renewed fervor, huddling with it against your lips as you absently walk away from the grill. This meat. It's like good, fully developed veal, not young but not yet beef. Yes, very definitely like that, and not like any other meat you've tasted. In fact, so much so you think no person with a palate of ordinary normal sensitiveness could distinguish it from veal. It is mild, good meat with no other sharply defined or highly characteristic taste, such as, for instance, goat, high game, and pork calf. Is it human? I bet you he's eating human. It sounds like it. The steak is slightly tougher than prime veal, a little strainer, but not too tough or too strained to be agreeably edible. The roast is tender and in color, texture, smell, as well as taste strengthens your certainty that all the meats you habitually know. Veal is the one meat to which this meat is accurately comparable. This is definitely human. Just then, an announcer pipes up with that oscillating voice every strip club DJ seems to have. He starts up in the crowd. "Can you count, suckers?" he shouts. Patrons started yelling back. I said, "Can you count, suckers?" And on cue, a testosterone-fueled wave of shouts comes from the floor. "Raise those numbers!" he calls with expectation, and everyone raises their fists in unison. The music changes, lights switch to UV, and numbers appear on all the stamped hands. Your heart starts to race as you realize what's happening. Looking around, everyone has a stamp, most like yours. They all have numbers, but it's clear now what the symbols are. Patrons like you have silhouettes of vultures next to their numbers. Those unlucky few who don't have lambs. The announcer calls the number a low number. Feeling somewhat relieved, you raise your hand above your head. Patrons around you look up to it for a moment, then continue scanning the crowd. Oh shit. This is getting intense. A scream of protest erupts from the far side of the arena. Everyone nearby looks across where a commotion is starting. A man is hoisted into the air like a crowd surfer at a concert and propelled to the arena gate. Patrons claw the remainder of his barbecue from his flailing hands, fighting over it like dogs. Guards wrangle the struggling man and toss him to the dirt floor in the arena as the gate is sealed behind him. The quote-unquote winner is a filthy, weak, and confused-looking human. As he clambers to his feet, a clacking and squeaking sounding crescendos, I think, can't remember word right now. Okay. Crescendos from the opposite side of the arena. Cheers start erupting throughout the warehouse as the source of the noise rolls into the arena through the garage door. The bot is a little more than a heavy, treaded rain of barbed spikes. A haphazardly hung LED ticker sits atop its mast, flickering the words Morning Star, confirming your suspicion as to its nature. It's gonna kill him. Without pausing, the bot starts closing in on the human who, to his credit, has given up rattling the gate and is now facing the more immediate danger. He starts circling left, leading the bot to one side of the pit, then dashes right as fast as he can, bypassing the bot. The move buys him a few seconds as the bot spins in place on its treads, but a tank? But he ends up in the same situation on the reverse side of the arena. This continues for a few laps with the human visibly wearing down. Perhaps realizing his error, he switches tactics and leads the robot towards a support column, allowing it to get close before ducking around it. The bot starts turning in place, but the tread gets hooked on the pillar, and for a moment it appears to be stuck. You can sense the tingle of hope in the man as he watches the bot rock to and fro for several seconds. However, the bot's rocking eventually frees it and turns to face him again. Crestfallen, the man returns to his original strategy of dodging the robot like a bullfighter, even more slowly each pass. It doesn't take long for the robot to wear down its already weakened prey, and it scores its first hit, trampling his leg under treads. The man's cry of pain is lost in a wave of cheering from the crowd as the robot backs up. The man hardly has time to limp before it rams him again, this time following through and impaling him against the wall. Oh God, I'm interested. Drunk with bloodlust, the crowd is now screaming as the robot backs away once more from the stumbling, bleeding man. The bot rams him into the wall one more time and backs away, this time with a human stuck on its spikes. The crowd cries out in ecstasy, which eventually simmers down to a rabble as the arena service personnel removes the entrails. Your mouth agape, you suddenly feel a wave of nausea. You begin looking around, panic. I can leave, or I can see what happens. I'm going to think eventually that they're gonna like make me go or something. I don't know. I definitely want to see what happens next. It's interesting to me because I think if I try to leave, the marks aren't gonna let me leave anyways. So unsure what to do next, you look around in the room anxiously, waiting for something to happen. Word is you got a good medical plan. The voice startles you, even amidst the shouting crowd, and you turn to find a young man with an old face. He looks to be off Asian descent, with hair like a mop, big aviator glasses, and a properly white fur coat. Whoa, man. Relax, I don't work here. In fact, I'm gonna try and make sure you don't either. Come on. He he turns and heads towards the garage door. Since that's away from the arena's human-sized gate, you manage to follow. You get the sense he's a patron too, or at least not with the management, as neither guard nor patron seems to pay much attention. A little bird told me, he shouts over the crowds and music. You might know a thing or two about cryogenics. He talks over his shoulder as he walks, as if tossing words like your way. I know a guy who's looking for some heavy-duty cooling units. He may be willing to trade for some info on where to score a few. You arrive at the massive garage door, and the cool air seems tingled with ozone. His name's the Stoat. Come on, dude, I'll introduce you. Out in the robot prep yard, mechanics are tending to their creations. Your companion stops along a tall robot reminiscent of a farm combine. You shudder to think what it does to a human with those blades, but then something inside moves. Crawling out the feeder house behind the blades is a mechanic who looks around you and, satisfied, waves another out. The second looks more like one of the patrons than a mechanic. Starved and scared, the pair skulk along the fence line and disappear out of sight. Fur coat guy turns back to you with a proud yet devious grin on his face. The Stoat is pleased to make your acquaintance. Now about that medical plan, he suggestively taps his wrist. Give him the bracelet. You snap the printed bracelet from your wrist and hand it to him. He slides it through his fingers, reading the lettering on the strap. Nice, dude, he bobs his head. I may have to do an expedition there, and nice name, haha. He pulls a box out from under a flight case near the combine bot. Here, he opens up the box. Unclaimed, lost, and found, let's say. Great. Cool, actually. Is it? Oh, okay, so I think... No, did you guys just steal my shit, you assholes? I got some stuff, but... I got a stupid flip-flop, whatever. Okay, so this is where botany actually plays a role, because you see it says a handful of poison berries. Red, it would just say red berries, so it's good to know that it's like poisonous. Caster wheel, shard. I mean, I better take a shard. Makeshift sack. I need to like carry both of these, I guess. Blue jeans, great. Now I have blue jeans that aren't going to break on me really easily. I mean, I guess I can take this animal hide. I'll take the pan. Cool. You snap the printed bracelet from your... Oh, cool. He looks over to your shoulder. Oh, you also probably want these back. You turn and see a familiar face from the front gate. She drops your checked items into a lockbox. You cast a glance back at the Stoat, and he shrugs. What? I can't do this alone. Your safest bet is to go along the fence where they went. He thumbs over his shoulder, indicating the route the mechanic and patron followed. Unless you're still hungry, he laughs, mocking a vomiting motion. See you around, dude, he calls over his shoulder, walking back to the warehouse. Stoat's friends wait as you gather your things from the lockbox. Better make sure you empty that locker while you have the chance. Once you're ready, you head along the fence, back to the relative sanity of the wasteland. Thank freaking God. Hell no, I'm not going back. Can I carry it? That'd be freaking amazing. Oh, oh, okay. It's too heavy. Okay, fine. I'll actually carry that with me. Well, who cares? I think it takes up the same amount of space as it'll give you. So I'm just gonna carry everything with me again. Oh wait, okay. Carry that. I'll put that in there. Good. Oh, I have a better idea. Okay. Since I kind of want to carry everything, I'm going to carry this on my back since wait, can I carry that on my back? No, okay. That's what I wanted to know. Carry this on my back, carry this in my hand, empty that out. Okay. Carry this stuff, put the machete back. So it's definitely human meat that they were consuming, I bet you. From what I could tell, it definitely doesn't seem like they were eating anything that... Because I remember hearing that humans, or at least from what other humans have said, that human meat tastes pretty much like veal, or at least the closest to it. There we go. So that was a sick and twisted place, but it was certainly something worth checking out. But that's going to be it for the first episode. I'm glad we actually found something interesting. We didn't die within the first day or so. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you next time.